Clayton Young, Emily Sisson, and Desmond, and it's hard to know where to begin. Certainly some very happy people here. A couple of Olympic qualifying standards, I think.
Heck yeah.
But let's start with Jess. This is your first time back here in 13 years, if I'm not correct, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
Did you come with the intent of taking down Deena Kastor's Masters record? Was that the objective?
That was the main goal. It was something I was excited about. Chicago fit into the schedule really well with the trials coming up, and it's been 13 years. I was excited to get back and chase a time. I haven't done that in a long time. It's about competing up front, trying to get on podiums, and it's obviously a big shift in my career, and that was something that really excited me. And anytime you get to chase a Deena Kastor record, that's something that's worth talking about and getting excited about. So it's easy to come back.
And Emily, congratulations. You spent a lot of time in the latter stages of that race on your own, it seems. How did you feel at that point? I mean, were you working hard, or did it feel like you were on cruise control?
I felt actually pretty good until around mile 18 in the race, and then I felt a side stitch come on, and the last 8 miles were pretty rough. But my good friend of mine, Matt Yano, was actually pacing a group that I was in, and he was able to give me some really nice words of encouragement, and that really helped kind of pull me along. And I was proud to be able to gut it out for the last 8 miles, and yeah, and still finish relatively strong. So yeah, overall, pleased enough. Yeah.
And Clayton, if I'm not mistaken, the Olympic qualifying time was 2:08.
2:08:10.
Okay. So 10-second margin.
Yeah, 10-second margin. I think I was technically 7:59 points, but they rounded up 1 second, so 2:08 flat. But I'll take it.
Okay. And again, that was your objective going in to get the qualifying standard?
Correct.
Okay. And were you yourself and Connor are training partners? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we've been training together since 2017 together through college, and now as professionals, and couldn't ask for a better training partner, and to kind of close on him the last little bit and to be able to finish right behind him like I usually do in practice was a really big step for me, and really grateful to have him as a training partner.
Well, and Connor, congratulations.
Thank you.
It was fortuitous your coach was actually commentating on the race, of course, and he has some very nice things to say about you. So take us through your race a little bit.
My race, we started out a little slow through 5K. I think we're around 15:24, and we're supposed to be about 15:5 every 5K, and we just slowly sped it up. But then in the last 4K, I mean, I was very convinced I could run under 2:07 today, but the last 4K was a little brutal. I think about 30, I think it was around 30K, I just ended up being on my own. So I eventually, Sam Schlange caught up to me, but then sadly it was kind of like a bounce ball where he got up to me and then he bounced right off, and I was hoping to run with him some more, but it was a really a good run. I'm really excited about my result. I think I really had a goal to, like I said, break 2:07, but it was a B goal to PR and under that 2:08:10.
Questions? Yes.
Emily, you said before the race that much of this was about learning more on the marathon. So what did you learn today?
Well, it was good practicing racing in a group. I had Emma Bates through, I think, around half marathon. So it was nice having a fellow American woman to compete against, and there were a lot of men around us. And so I did try to tuck in, especially during the windy part. So it's good practicing running in a group again. So that was a good takeaway. And I think probably just take away trying to figure out what caused a side stitch so that doesn't happen again. So that'll be the takeaway.
Clayton, you'd run 3 previous marathons before today, never faster than 2:11, now a huge PB. What was different about this cycle, and I guess what went wrong in those other ones? How do you explain this performance?
Yeah, over a 3-minute PB, I can't be more grateful than that. So yeah, you said it right. I think the biggest difference for me was higher volume over a longer period of time. my last 2 marathons here at Chicago, I maybe had a good 10 to 12 weeks of training and solid mileage, but coming off of an injury, and this one I had 16 weeks plus, and I think that made a big difference. And getting up to 120 in 6 days made a big difference, I think, as well. I think there's also just experience, learning how to control not only the body but the mind. These last couple weeks during the taper was a big part of being able to master the course this go around. There's, Chicago, while it is a flat course, I've fallen on that last hill with 300 to go and collapsed my first marathon, and then last year I faded with mile 22, 23, and so I've kind of been through the ringer, and so I think I finally figured it out, and so it really projects me and motivates me going into the trials.
One thing that's really impressive about Clayton that he hasn't said yet, but he had knee surgery out in February and took him out it was in February, right? Yeah. Took him out for a while, so it's been really impressive to see him run 2:08 off of having that injury and being out for quite a while.
And what was your mileage for your previous build-ups?
115 tops, and this time I hit a couple of 120 in a row. I'm not Des Linden status, but we're getting there. And yeah, I think with us doing it in 6 days and having the 7th day off, I think it really allows us to rest and recover and keep that mileage high. I'd also say that, kind of like Connor was saying, having knee surgery mentally was pretty hard, but the ability to rally back from that and have not only a rested body but a rested mind going into this build, I think ultimately did help. While it was really challenging, I think it was for the best.
Yes. Congratulations on the Masters record.
What do you got for me, Larry?
I will give you bourbon right now. I found a little thing with 23 different bottles of bourbon in it, so it's going to be my Christmas gift.
Advent calendar.
Talk about this race as a confidence builder as you prepare for the Olympic trials. So where would you how would you describe the experience today?
Yeah, honestly, I wanted to run in the 225s and take another step forward and getting on a flat, fast course. I haven't done that in a long time. I wanted to see how that felt. There's going to be a lot of takeaways for us to go back and work on. I'm glad I got the record, otherwise I just kind of would have been disappointed. I didn't think that the result totally matched up to my fitness, so a ton of confidence coming from it, but the training was really, really quality. I think there's some tweaks we'll make. Just keep adjusting things, and it's a fun space to be in because I feel like I've learned so much about the marathon and I understand it so much more, and then you get to this new phase of life and you're like, I know nothing, and so it's trying to figure it all out again. But yeah, looking at the trials, I'm a very outside shot. A lot of things would have to go wrong for other folks and go absolutely perfectly well for me, but stranger things have happened. I haven't looked at the results completely today, but the American women are just phenomenal, and it's really cool to see. And so, Emily having a tough day runs 222. Emma Bates, getting a little beat up, I think, late, still runs 225. I talked to Dakota and Molly Seidel, and you could just keep listing names off. So, that puts me well outside of the people who have a chance, but it's really still a fun thing to be doing and just a great crew to be a part of. So, yeah, we'll see what we do training wise, and I'm just going to go and enjoy the trials.
Emily, you still have the same coach that you had in college, Ray Tracy. When you were, a college athlete and doing that kind of work and training and focusing on the track and cross country, did you ever see yourself as being an American record holder in the marathon?
He actually did say it to me once. I can't remember what it was, but I feel like it was just after college or maybe my senior year. He said something along the lines that he thought I could run the American record someday in the marathon. I don't know what he saw, but I think he's an amazing coach, and yeah, it's been great working with him for so many years.
Clayton, I was wondering if you could give us more details about the knee surgery. Like, what specifically was it correcting? How much time did you miss? When did you get back to running?
Yeah, so I came off Chicago last year really confident, feeling good about my training, hit some good mileage, and then in December ran into some knee pain, ran through it after a long run, and just didn't go away, progressed really bad, and ultimately started dropping mileage. I struggled with it for the next 2 months, trying to do all sorts of rehab, physical therapy, and then made the tough choice to get knee surgery. They called it plica, which is inflammation on the superior side of the medial side of the knee. So not in the knee joint, but just outside of the knee joint. I ended up getting arthroscopy, and so they did go through the knee joint in early February and removed the plica, that inflammation. And I should say that this is after several cortisone shots, as well as a glucose sugar water shot. But that didn't knock it out, so we did end up getting surgery. Talking with the doctor, I took 2 weeks completely off, and then started with some light biking, and then started back into mileage. So a fairly quick turnaround, I would say, compared to most surgery. You know, you're talking 2-3 weeks off, but then starting to build back mileage, and then from there it was just a natural progression. I would say about 6 weeks after that, I hit a snag again, and it you know, the knee inflamed again really bad, and especially the portals where they did knee surgery were just massive, and so I ended up getting really good at doing scraping myself and doing that daily, and also seeing my PTs, working through massage therapists, and was able to work through that, and then the mileage continued from there. My first race was the Boulder 10K in May, and I got slammed. I got slaughtered, and that was pretty tough, to be honest, but it really awoke in me. It was a team event, right? And I was on a team with Jared Ward and Connor Mance, and I was, you know, the weak link. And I just knew that I had to pull through. And, you know, I am so grateful for them as training partners, not only in running, but in life. And so they really stepped up and motivated me. And I was back, you know, as Clayton, and back in 2019, starting right after that race. And workouts really started to click. Mileage started to build. Knees started feeling better, and we just took off from there. That's the details.
Okay, we're just going to take a couple more questions. These guys need to get going and relax a little bit, I think. So, Larry.
Emily, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Will you visit the Orlando course prior to the Olympic trials? Will you check the course out a little bit?
Yeah, I'm planning on going to Phoenix for a month in December, and then my husband and I are going to be in Florida. We haven't decided where, but we're going to train in Florida for the month of January, so to prepare for the trial. So we'll go check it out. I think they're doing actually a course run through in December, something like that. Yeah, so yeah, I'll go check it out.
John, last question.
Connor and Clayton, I was wondering, what was your reaction to Kelvin Kiptum running 2 hours, 35 minutes to break the world record? And did you ever think we'd see that kind of time this quickly?
I thought it was pretty incredible to see. I mean, I didn't hear his. I guess I heard his time when I finished, but I saw him when he was making a turn as the course kind of like, you know, you go parallel to one another, and it was like I was passing his turn, and I was just like, holy crap, he is flying, like, and it's at the end of a marathon, and it's just like, last year I was a lot closer to the leaders than I was this year, and it was just like mind-boggling. So I was just impressed, but in a way it kind of makes me feel like, okay, like I need to step up. If, you know, I'm not 8 minutes, but 7 minutes off the world record, I need to step up to, if I want to compete on the international scene.
Yeah, I would echo that. Like, obviously this is a big day for American distance running, right? To have two guys get the standard, I think we've all been hoping for this day. But at the same time, like, it pales in comparison to the world record, right? And I hope that this can build momentum towards, you know, the U.S. men being able to compete more on an international level. You know, baby steps, a step at a time. Obviously, I'm thrilled with Connor Mance's performance for today, but yeah, it definitely opens our eyes that, you know, yeah, we want to be there someday, and we want to be able to compete. And it might not be me, and it might not be Connor, but it might be the American men 10 years from now, and just a step at a time in the right direction.
Connor, Clayton,